If you think it can be okay that a woman who is violated simply needs to be paid for to her father, and then she must marry the person who violated her, then listen to me very clearly so that you don't make any mistake. You are a piece of shit.
Let me tell you more about women in the Bible. Like,
Okay.
Deborah is a judge and a leader, and Esther, she was a courageous queen who saved her people, and Ruth, she's an example of loyalty and faith.
Wow. Okay, let me see if I can name 3 men. Adam, Noah, Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, Moses, Joseph. Who else do we got? David, Solomon, Hezekiah, Joel, Luke, Matthew, Mark, John, Paul, John, Simon, Peter, Isaiah, Elijah. Like, I mean, you mentioned 3 women. Great job, Bible.
Okay,
And guess what? Now I'm going to mention a bunch of
other.
other women. Nameless baby maker, nameless baby maker number 2, the wife of this guy, the wife of that one, this nameless wife, this slave named Hagar that was
Sarah,
raped.
Miriam, Deborah, Ruth, Esther, Mary Magdalene.
You're doing the same ones.
Yeah,
you
but
can
still
name
not
like
Phoebe.
5
I can name
women.
women.
Yeah, you jumped from Old to New Testament so fast.
Because it's a Bible. We're talking about the Bible, or just
Yeah,
the
it's
New Testament.
misogynistic. They hate women. The women don't matter. They're baby makers. They're property.
Can
What are you
tell me
talking
one
about?
verse where it says like women don't matter?
Well,
Like,
it doesn't
says
say
that,
directly women don't matter. You win that one, but it
no,
does treat
you
them
don't
like
even let me talk,
property.
man. Like, is this a debate?
Didn't we already say we were going to talk over you?
So Jesus said a man should not live alone. They are 2 separate flesh, and they both when they combine, they are 1 single flesh. Jesus never said like a man is like like a strong person and women are nothing.
Doesn't say in the Bible that women are the weaker sex, eh?
Yeah, but you told me it was misogynistic, so I'm trying to find a verse where it says it's misogynistic.
Husbands, in the same way, show consideration for your wives in your life together, paying honor to the woman, though the weaker vessel. She's the weaker vessel. So it does say that. Yeah, I thought you said that it doesn't say
do
that
you
women are the
believe,
weaker sex.
Women are stronger than men?
Huh?
Physically? Do you believe physically women are stronger than men?
Depends on the woman, depends on the man.
Like, is it not common sense to think like men are stronger than women physically?
I think maybe most men
Don't you think
are
it's
stronger
common
than
sense?
most women or something like that.
Because men protect women. That's basic common sense.
Well, I'm just saying there's women that can beat me up for sure. But then again, I'm not the strongest man, but I'm also not the weakest man. Like, I think it really depends on the people.
Both of you up, actually.
Yeah.
Just with my words, but.
That's just because of your higher intelligence, Tracy. You don't have to throw it
Oh,
around.
don't flatter me. That won't save you.
Yeah, I'm still gonna beat you down.
But I gave you the verse of Jesus telling you that both are 1 flesh. So it's basically telling us.
Well, no.
both
The
are
woman
equal.
becomes part of the man's flesh, right? Like we read that one in Ephesians earlier, where the woman is special because she is part of the man. And that's what that seems to mean. If we were going to read more than 1 verse at a time, women certainly aren't treated as equal to men. That's crazy.
Can you give me one example where women are not treated better than
Yep.
men? Like, I can give you one.
Where are
more
you
example.
going? Because I have something pulled up.
Go ahead, dear.
Deuteronomy 22,
Deuteronomy 22.
verse 28. If a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and grapes her, and they are discovered, he shall pay her father 50 shekels of silver. If they hadn't got caught, he wouldn't have to pay her father, because that's the price of a woman's body. It's 50 shekels to her dad. That's misogynistic. That values women lower than men.
Also, he
Thus,
must marry the young
misogyny.
woman. He's violated her. He has to marry her because her value is tied to her virginity, by the way. And her virginity is her value because men value virginity. That's the value of a woman. So you tell me how that's not misogynistic. What's your cute little spin on that?
The woman in this scenario is not given a choice. I feel that. In the ancient times, the culture and In the
This is
historical
God. This
context,
is
it's
God.
very different.
This is a law that comes from God, right?
It's Moses' law.
Do you know what God did? He gave Moses
He gave
full
10
reign.
commandments to Moses.
No, he gave countless laws to Moses. And he also had a scene. God does this big show, and he says, I'm going to do this big show on Mount Sinai. So everyone listens to you full stop. Like they see you as me, basically. So anything that Moses comes up with, you really have to, like, it's from the voice of God, basically.
So
He's
everything.
his mouthpiece. So are you saying that this is a bad law? That'd be good.
I'm not saying it's a bad law. You
You're
need to look
you're
at
Joe.
historical context and
You're
the
not
time
saying
we
this is a
live.
bad law. You're a
I'm
real
not.
face. Then, if you're not saying that this is a bad law, you're a complete piece of shit face.
It depends on the historical context.
No, no,
Because
no,
we were
no, no.
talking
So
about four,
sometimes,
eight,
just say
six
this.
thousand
Just say
years back
this.
then.
Just say this. Just say this. Sometimes, as a Christian, when I bow down and I say grace for my food and I get on my knees to pray to Jesus Christ that He, gives me prosperity in my life. Sometimes I think, depending on the context, it's okay to grape a woman and force her to marry her rapist. Sometimes I think that's okay. Go ahead and say that.
No, that's not true. That's
No,
not
no, no.
the
You're
essence
saying
of
that
this word.
depending on the context, it's sort of a good thing, maybe. Because I said, say this is a bad law? You said, well, I can't say it's a bad law. How can you not say it's a bad law, you piece of shit fuckface?
It's an example of ancient law. You need to look at the historical context of that.
Why would you not say that it is wrong that if a woman is raped to just have her father paid and then married to the person who grapes her? How can you not say this is wrong, you piece of shit face?
So you're resorting to insults now?
I said it like 3 or 4 times. Listen, if you believe this is a fine law, you're a piece of shit face.
I'm trying to be respectful here, but you.
I don't care. This isn't respectful. Like really listen to what I'm saying here is that this woman has been violated.
Yeah, you're resorting to personal insults.
Joe, listen to me. I mean, if you take it personally that you're a fuckface, fine. But
Yeah.
listen,
Because
if you're like, I am a fuckface, you shouldn't say that about me. I'm a piece of fuckface. Listen, Joe, if you think it can be okay that a woman who is violated simply needs to be paid for to her father, and then she must marry the person who violated her, then listen to me very clearly so that you don't make any mistake. You are a piece of shit face. And if you think that, I'm resorting to something, I'm just being really, really honest with you. If you think that, then Joe, unfortunately, the Christian who prays, as I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord that if my daughter gets raped, someone pays me 50 shekels and marries her. You piece of face.
Because he's taking care of the woman.
In what world is this how are we
There's no
can't do it.
redemption arc here.
I can't do it. I can't even go forward with that.
That was awesome, Joel. That was awesome.
I just don't get it. I don't get how you don't just condemn it. I genuinely don't. Like
It takes fewer words.
it's just like, oh yeah, that's horrible. But I think it was just like Moses and they didn't get it. And like God wasn't involved in this part. Like it just wasn't, that wasn't the way that worked. Like say that.
Yeah.
There's things you can say, but don't be like, well, I can't say it was a bad law. What? You
Yes, you
can
can.
say it. Just say it.
It should be your responsibility to say it.
Yes, it should be a knee-jerk reaction. You should be puking if you have to say that it's cool.
Or even like pretzel yourself partially in order to make it make sense. You can't. It's bad. Bad is bad. It doesn't matter what year it is.
And for Kelsey on YouTube who says this is consensual sex, it isn't, okay? In this case, it is forced. It's an assault. And the person assaulted needs to marry the man who assaulted her because she's lost her value. Joe, if you think I'm letting you back up,
Get real.
get a grip.
Get real.
You all don't even let me.
What part of face did you miss? Face?
We let you talk enough, unfortunately. Like, that's wild. Imagine we let him talk. Imagine we let him talk, say more than 3 words. What kind of bigotry he would have spouted?
Imagine if we had given him 30 full seconds.
You know what's crazy? This is the thing. Like, look, I want to say, I was raised fundamentalist Christian. I was raised bigot, okay? I was raised in that. These ideas were like in me. They were part of my life.
And demonstrated in front of you.
Yeah. And
That was a big part of it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you internalize it.
Yeah.
Like it's part of our identity too. I didn't know that this was in the book though. I did not know that this was in the book. And if somebody had brought this to me, sure, I probably would have had cognitive dissonance at the time, and I probably would have been like, it's got to be something else. Even if I have like some latent misogyny, which I'm sure I do, and I'm so scared that it would present itself, and I don't even know it's there. You know what I mean, Tracy? When you have something
Oh,
that,
for sure.
like, it's
For
just part
sure.
of you, you don't know it's there.
I have had so many like public internalized patriarchy moments in the last 6 months that they're so embarrassing.
You're like, what did I
But you're
just
a
say?
human who is learning and deconstructing, and we all know what that's like.
Yeah.
So when you hear it in the echo back to you, you're like, oh, wow, I need to get rid of that. And that's what's cool about kind of the accountability of this community.
Being able to do it because we're not
Yes.
stuck in the book.
Yes, because we can be wrong.
We're out of the
and
book
we can
now,
be sorry.
Oh, damn it! There's nothing. I don't have to be dogmatic about this. Even though I have that in me, it doesn't touch this. Like it doesn't touch that latent patriarchy in me. That bigotry I was raised with. That still, probably sits on my shoulder. It doesn't. This is so obvious. This is so obvious. Don't get the rapist to marry the survivor. You don't even have to think about that one. Like that's what gets me. Just say it was a bad law. Well, I can't say it was a bad law. What?
Oh, what? Because the whole thing falls apart then? Oops.
Well, then the authority of the scripture is yes. Yes.
I don't know where this quote is from, but I remember reading somewhere that if something can be destroyed by the truth, it deserves to be destroyed.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful.